Mercedes C63 AMG 507 edition. One car, 1 week, one objective. Detailing the white way. Coming through. Delivery, I'll open that one later. Back to the watch. So the story behind this one, new owner of the vehicle, previous owner, quite recently I think has had the car detailed themselves, but the new owner is an existing customer to WhiteDetails and wanted to do the white detail way. So on a whole, very clean and it looks very tidy, but we'll investigate more once the vehicle is fully washed and inside. Take this opportunity to open a couple of the packages that we've received. Graham at Pristine Detail, following on from if you follow WhiteDetails on Instagram, you'll have seen various interior products coming through and Maguire's polishing pads of various sizes, 1.2 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch pads. Pristine Detail can supply to the UK these custom sized pads. And here we have, heard lots about this, Resurrection, Angel Wax Resurrection, Angel Wax Redemption. Resurrection, not erection. I wonder what that feels like anymore. Angel Wax. Okay. Angel Wax. Fast foam Angel Wax. Angel Wax Revenge bug and insect remover. Serve cold. Nice. See what we did there, Graham. So with the Angel Wax gear through Pristine Detail, what you're seeing on the screen now is the last week's haul. I didn't vlog last week, so I'm including that now. The interior stuff with the polishing pads. Using JWDA discount code for Pristine Detail will give you 12% for UK mainland sales only, unfortunately. JWDA is a 12% discount code for Angel Wax products via Pristine Detail. JWDP is 12% discount for the polishing pads, the Maguire's cut down polishing pads, again if you're in the UK only. If you're overseas, Europe or abroad further, message Graham and I'm sure they'll be able to help with shipping somehow. Those discounts run through to the 31st of October. Today is the 18th of September, so hopefully I will get this vlog on by the end of this week, and then you've got a month to make the most of the discounts. Graham, appreciate it. And then before I sorry Terry, help Terry claim the merc. This parcel is coming from Japan. Now I think it's in this one, sent courtesy of Kai from Kamikaze Collection. Yeah. Oh, goodies. Oh, they look cute. Oh, wow. Newly developed 3-inch foamed wool buff pads, cutting pads. Very tidy. Used in conjunction with Kamikaze's Beast backing plates, of course. I don't think that we'll get time to trial them on the Merc because the Merc haven't been done previously. Someone else has done the hard work for us. So this is more of a light cut and refine. But I'll certainly come back to these in the near future. 2 3-inch foam wall pads, 2 5-inch foam wall pads, same material. Oh blimey, Kai. That's a unique. I think I might have seen this in action on Kai's social media channels. Kai, I'll touch base with you about these before using. And then a finishing pad. That's very nice. It's quite thin, but a nice foamy, soft structure. How the look at you. Nice work. The 1-inch foam cut pads, 3 of. I've got a few of these now, the Maguires, the Eurofiber cut pads, so it'll be interesting to see how these compare. To go with the polishing, cutting and finishing pads, Ichiban finish, I think that's how we pronounce this.
Ichiban.
Ichiban. What's it mean?
No. Ichibum.
Ichibum finish, which is a finishing polish.
Egoist, yeah, egoist. If it's Japanese, it's egoist.
Egoist cut. Ichibum, an egoist cut. I think this is a new one. I've not seen this one labelled before. Kai's training day, which I went down to Ultimate Finish 4, we were using Banzai cut, I believe, of a few others. Anti-aging and cutting, non-silicon, non-filler, anti-dust and water-based. Nice. Good start to the week. Chaps, appreciate it. Pristine Detail and Kamikaze collections information will be found down below. Before we get too far into the polishing, well, there's no polishing started yet. I'm prepping the front bumper for that. Terry's on the back end, taping up there. Just cutting the bit light, Terry. As I say, it's had some work previously, so there's a bit of wash marring and haze coming off the front end here. Drawn to the buffer trails on the near side front corner, which then if you look and investigate further, there's deeper marks thrown in the mix up top. Down the bottom there, horizontal ones, so they've been chased. This bumper's been painted. There's a cluster of sender marks in the crevice. Pull the light away there, that flat section. Alongside this vent, the camera's not picking it up. It's bloomy, it's washed out, it looks like it's needed a bit more refining there in places, and that continues higher up on the bonnet, which I can't show you just yet because of the height. Same as this here, so this is the offside rear flank. Can you see at this height there's the divide, there's a tide line, tide mark that runs across, so it looks to me like this top bit has been refined, bit of marring and surface swirls at the top, and then it cuts down into this bloomy washed out area, which is ready for some refinement. So when this detail was done, I'm not sure. So there's been time for some swirls and marks to go back into the paint. So it really shouldn't need a full hit, but there's certainly room for improvements, especially on the back end here. Some good marks here on the lip going into the bumper. Quite a common area for it to be chafed that. And then polish residues found in seams and gaps. Under the base plate for the mirror, the plastic's there looking chalky. On the edge of the bonnet, the felt here that's protruding through. Probably better without the light. Yeah, you can see that's been polished over. So these are all areas which, when I'm polishing the bonnet, that wants to be masked off, hidden out of the way. Similar story on the roof line. But for now, I'm going to start some polishing and see how we are in a couple of hours' time. majority of these curves and crevices on the front bumper are too big for the 3-inch, too big for the 2-inch, so you're down to the 1-inch. So there's lots of interchanging. You could almost do it with 2 hybrids. Certainly can't access these areas with the 3-inch section, and how I used to manage without this, I do not know. Lots of flipping, lots of changing, and it's not responding the nicest. I'm cutting, it's really churning the paint up, so I'm gonna have to refine it with a yellow Rubez polishing pad before we think about refining later in the week. Same applies to the back end of the bumper. Before Terry gets there, I'll run you around there. You can see there's areas of buffer trailing on the lip, which obviously with this pad, the small 1-inch pad, you would have been able to avoid. What I was chasing out then was the cluster of sender marks in the crevice, which I think I've shown already, so I'll report back in 3 minutes. There's us saying, oh, this would be nice and easy.
Yeah.
Nice change.
Yeah. I think you might have been a bit wrong.
I'm hoping this paint finish I'm working with changes as I get onto unpainted panels.
Once we get onto metallic, metal.
Well,
I think you were being unduly optimistic there. Uncharacteristically optimistic.
uncharacteristic. I can't say that. I'm gonna do a little talking. So, a little more over 3 minutes later, this has had the cut and it's had a polish, and I'm still not happy. It's a funny old finish, the bumper's been painted. It's not responding the way I really want it to. So it's going to be hazy until it's refined. It's not that bad, is it? I know the feeling. I think that's a sign for a coffee very shortly.
Tea break or something.
Tea break, yeah. Got some biscuits. The majority of the marks have been dealt with. 1 or 2 here need further attention. Sander marks in the crevice in the bottom there, they've been lifted, but there's marring been induced. Progress this afternoon is 4:45. Progress is poor. It's quite a fiddly front end, the bumper, the ledges, the angles, the sides, the hybridery areas to navigate and tackle. We'll get some light on them later when it's refined. Obsidian black doesn't respond that nicely either. Started with quite a mild combination down here, but there are there above my light deeper marks, so I'm going to end up upping this combination to something more aggressive. A couple of marks in the bottom corner there as well. The decal, the stickers down here, the vinyl, that's all taped up. A-pillar, when you're polishing this edge, much like I'm about to polish here, I'm covering this door. A-pillar has been polished, and previously, look on the bottom of the 2 lights, can you see this semicircle? Basically, what I can see is like a half moon here, which is where the polisher has been overlapped down onto the wing. So that's going to be picked up, corrected and refined more later on, but this is why we typically tape that edge before you polish that, and then tape that edge before you polish this. That's what this tape here is for, to go there, kind of. It's going to be a funny old job this. It's not the easiest paint to work with, as I say, and there's not a great deal of turnaround, there's not a great deal of giving back the paint. What we're doing is ironing out the final few. It's not as though there's a massive transformation, it's a grey to black before and after, because, as I say, someone else has done the hard work on the most part, so we're just finalising it and finishing off the white way. I'm out of practice with this. Basically, oh, that's it. I've just done Instagram updates, but I completely forgot to pick this up. 7:30, Monday. Forget the paintwork for now. Hub, treated, painted. Hub, treated, painted. Looking sharp. I think I've got a picture of the before condition I can flash up. Now, stupidly I've not filmed any before condition. Hub, treated, painted. And hub, just finished, treated, painted. Mashed off, covered the floor. Don't want silver paint everywhere on the floor. Thank you very much. I now have a small box van which I've hired, and I'm off to pick up a captain's desk, a writing's desk. I'm moving into my own little pad, moving places, and I need to fill it out. So I've got a sofa to pick up this week. I got the writing desk and various bits and bobs. Back in, hopefully in better spirits, with better progress tomorrow.
If you want some heaven, just let me know.
I'm going to do some talking. We might as well wait until Terry finishes with the hybrid. Hubs are looking fresh. Not enjoying the paintwork. There's ways around it, but it's just a bit tricky. And what I'm about to show you identifies that. Bingo. So the door has been cut numerous times and half of it there back refined. Now let me kill the big light. This wing hasn't yet been touched. See if you can see. Okay, there's smudges and marring there from when I've overlapped from doing the handle, but refined, ready for coatings. Can you see how bloomy this is compared to that? There's almost like a blue tinge up here. This is the vehicle's before condition. This hasn't yet been touched. So that's, if we get some zoom, and battery light's flashing, I might have to come back to you very shortly. That's not quite been refined down as well as it could be perhaps, because you can see there, that's better. Micro marring, still in the clarity, that's good. That's not so good. So that's going to give a much better darker, deeper. Come on, focus. That's going to give a much better clarity of the entire car, like this, not like this. But there are one or two marks in there to chase out some deeper bits that have been sort of here, look. Funny old job, really. The order will die very soon, according to the battery.
If you want
Just about to start this near quarter. Look at this beauty here. Okay, I've lost my light. In a terrible location, right on the panel edge. Beauty of a scratch there. You can just about catch it with a nail as well, so really conscious about putting too much heat and pressure onto this edge with polishing. So I'm going to try thumbing it for a bit first, see if I can reduce it by hand. Okay, so it's not yet IPA'd, but in fact there's no point in me showing you this IPA. Stay there. Now it's IPA'd. It's looking good, to be honest. You can see I've almost burnt through the tape, but that's preventing the bumper being burnt through. Because that's a lot of pressure, that's a lot of work, that's a lot of hammer on the panel edge. You can barely see it. There's plenty of paint there to play with, and I'd rather have done that by an aggressive hand pressure polish than getting the machine in there. The hybrid, as capable as the hybrid is, wouldn't really be able to do that edge as tight as that. So now the rest of this through till about halfway is going to be cut. It will later be refined, and I'll try and pick up this area later once it's had time to settle and show you the true. You can still see it there, look, but flash back to where it was. It's 100%. Time to look over the bonnet. All I'm going to really point out is there. Zone in. Excuse me, Rihanna, I'm trying to talk. Nice big deep stretch here. That's going to be rounded off. Actually, no, it's not. It's going to be removed. And then the rest of it, it's not looking bad. But it's going to receive the same treatments to...
A license to...
Got a license to what? Terry's got a license to kill. He's having a Bond moment. Anyway. All the noise. This is cool. I just had a message through from Bespoke Detailing, Valeton. Bespoke Detailing. Morning Jim, hope you're well. Hope you can advise about to put a Lotus Elise on the ramps, but what I've read and can see it's a tricky job. Jacking points in the centre seem to be a no-go. Yeah, basically the Lotus Exige that was here, I had to have the education from the owner of the vehicle. It was a balancing act basically. There's a rear belly pan at the back. Just wondering how you got on with the Exige. Let's give him a call. Sometimes easier and faster than actually typing. Speak to your mobile voicemail.
So please leave your message after the tone. After you have finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Hi, good afternoon. Bespoke Detailing. This is Jim WhiteDetails. Hope all is well. Just coming back to you, reference the Instagram message rather than on text. It's easy to call. Give us a bell back. I'm in for the rest of the day. Landline 01427 717 696 or the mobile and return the call, and I'll speak to you then. Cheers. Happy to help. Very final section to polish. Gloss pillars have been done, gloss mirrors have been done. Terry's just taping up these sides. Obviously this is all panoramic glass, which is handy. This isn't, this is gloss section, and this spoiler was a gloss section. So that's looking sharp. Haven't been cut, polished and refined. And if you look into the top layer here, you'll see the scratches there without the need of the direct light. But look here, I think I mentioned this earlier in the week. These felts, the window rubbers, covered in polish residue. So when that's been polished previously, that's not been taped up. Which it makes sense to now clean that before we polish it, because if we polish this and then sort that, the likelihood is that this is going to get marked and touched and possibly marred up. So I've got all that. Oh man.
Jesus. Yeah. If you put a lamp there, it changes the glass.
Chalking on the window rubbers, cleaned up the best we can, both sides, taped up, polishing. That's me using the Rupes yellow pad pretty slowly with Menzerner FG400 for those that will be interested. You probably saw me leaning against the bodywork at this point. I am in the apron. At this stage it's okay. I'm sure it will be marring the finish to a degree. There'll be very slight marring being induced. The paintwork needs refining still. What I wouldn't do is do that during or after the refinement stage. So for the lights of the roof, you want to make sure that's refined first. If you refine the doors down the side, then you have to lean over the top of the car against the paintwork. That's a no-no. So for this instance, I'm polishing it and going to refine it, so then I don't have to do that again later during the refinement stage. Any contact is bad contact, and I still see people wearing jeans, that sort of stuff. I mean, the Engelbert trousers, they've got a few, well, I've got my belt buckle for a start, but this prevents the contact. So, gloss section, gloss section, gloss section, gloss section. One there, can't chase that out. Overall, leaning on the paint again. Overall, massive improvements. Very little in the way of marks, no more micro marring left behind. Tight down into the grooves in the channel there. So this done, this one needs doing, that one needs doing. And we've also discovered this section is also gloss black. Yay! Yay! What day is it? Wednesday. Good morning from WhiteDetails. It is Wednesday. The Merc is now been fully cut, all the gloss sections have been sorted. The engine bay has just been dressed. These bottles wrapped in the microfiber are my tripods. So the bonnet is lifted to enable me to polish and refine the bonnet safely without the wing. So that's out of the way. Out of the equation. Refining is about to start. The unit's been swept, the vehicle's been blown down to remove any loose material. The vehicle's been IPA'd, and the refining process, I think, is going to be what we're using. Sonac's Perfect Finish. Terry's gearing up for the back end. And I'm going to tackle the front. Let's do a time lapse. Time lapse. Yeah, Terry. Before I buff the residues off the bonnet, the last thing I want to do is introduce marks back into the paint. So, that can stay there. What we need to do, cables everywhere. You see the light dusting on the surface? If I was to put my cloth on this now and buff, typically that's going to pick up on the cloth and mar. It's quite a soft finish. It's going to take some. It's not going to take a lot to impregnate some light marring. So this blower is going to eliminate the dust before I touch it. And now all we're left with is polish residues. No marring, no dangers, no fuss. Nearly lost you. So as I'm finalising the front end, the intricate work on the bumper having been cut, now going through its refinal stage. Terry's in the back end. One of the customer requests were for the exhaust box. Obviously they've seen previous videos, as well as the exhaust tips, which you can see need doing. Tarnished, grubby, oxidised, covered in tar. After a once over, APC, detar and a bit of a polish. These are now ready for some Geon rim protection, which is what the calipers are wearing, which is what the wheels will wear eventually, and which is what these will wear to keep things fresher longer. We're joined live to Terry doing some open heart surgery to an old bottle of, was it 101?
101.
There's about $5 worth of kit there.
Yeah.
Look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Looking good. Glad it's only a 3-door. Thursday morning, we have an Audi SQ5. Brand new in Mythos Black, been dropped off. The Obsidian Black C63 awaits paint protection today, which is my job. And then Terry's going to be outside with the wash stages. As you can see, very dirty. This is literally box fresh. Arrived at the dealership, it's been completely left. It hasn't been touched, which is perfect, eliminating the risk of any wash marring, swirls, scratches being induced at the dealership end. It still has the window chalk. So a full safe wash before bringing it in to clay bar. There's some marks on the bonnet. No, well, there might be smudges. Hard to know. I'll leave that for the wash to determine what they are. There may be... oh, yeah. May find some buffer treading, and here we go. What was that? May find some buffer treading on the plastic, and here we can see literally no one's touched this car. It's coming from the transporter, arrived at Lincoln Audi, and then buffer trails from the factory. So they're going to need chasing out. That's all dirt, that's all dirt. What's that? How to mount a registration plate, thank you. Any on the spoiler? Yeah, whoa. Can you kill the light, Terry? All the buffer trails on the top of the spoiler. Can you see them from there?
Look at it.
Yeah, every single pass.
Oh my god.
On the plastic bumper. All those trails here on the back end. Just one sec, I'll just keep a little bit more on the near side rear corner. Yeah. Mark here. Cool. Right. So 3 layers of paint protection for this one. 4 safe wash, decontamination, single stage polish for this one. Ding! There you are, Alan. WhiteDetails. Ding! Another thing, forgot to talk about this. Whole bunch of keys and tracking systems. Spend 60 grand on an Audi SQ5 and you've not even got real exhausts. Fake exhaust trims. Where are the exhausts? Here! Let's see what it sounds like. Poppy, pop, 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 pop. Bum, 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 bum. The last 40 minutes this morning, today is Friday, Terry's through next door, battling the SG5 single stage polish for the new car prep. Last 40 minutes have been doing the toothpickery. Lots of built up polish residue from the window rubbers, the trim, the badges, the emblems, the grills, the vents, the side slats, the sills, the vinyl down the bottom. That's all tackled. The vehicle's just been blown down with the vehicle dryer to eliminate any loose, chalky polish, and it's now going to receive a final wipe down, the fourth and final wipe with Geon Cure. For this, brand new Silk Edge Rag Company Spectrum towel. I believe it's a Spectrum. Yeah, 16 by 16 Spectrum towel, royal blue. Slightly denser pile this side to that side. That's my application. And then going in with the Rag Company's premium towel, or the most sought after, Eagle Edgeless. This thing is, oh, it's delightful. So apply, remove around the whole car, eliminate any final fingerprints, and the car will then sit waiting on clutching. Da 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 da. Play. How did you survive that? Stay. It's perhaps best I take you around, at least film the after footage now anyway, because through next door, this car needs to go next door for the Audi SG5 to come through here. On the ramp, wheels off, wheel coatings, treatments. The Merc, I'm unsure when it's been picked up, weather permitting. It could be tomorrow, Saturday, it could be a Sunday. Very nice tyre dressing, by the way, if you get a chance to use it. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I am going to have a quick tidy, clean the surfaces, perhaps sweep up again, and then get through, well, film the footage and then get through next door and help out on the SG5. Gotcha.